All right, back for practice number 9, and Chase Howell filling in for Adam Munster Tiger, who is taking a personal day. I took one yesterday, his turn today, and Chase, we were kind of joking. I feel like, this is, I think, the second time we've done this. We always have to start by saying we're not related. Just happen to be two Howells covering the Buffs. So, but good to have you here.
Yep, we got the Howell show today. Should be fun.
Should be fun. So today was a scrimmage, the first real big live scrimmage, and Mel Tucker came after practice and said he really liked what he saw out there. Said Steven Montez was sharp other than one play. I don't know what happened on that one play, but he was sharp other than one play. I think Buff fans can live with Steven playing really well except for one play every game, as long as it's not a costly play. He mentioned Jarek Broussard stepping up a lot of the backs. He actually mentioned he goes, I think we have at least 3 backs coming on. And then he said, but Jarek's been coming on lately. So I think we know who those 3 backs are he's talking about. But what were your impressions of his comments?
No, exactly. You're right. You're right on there. Deion Smith was one of the guys that he mentioned there. I think Deion Smith has really been impressive so far for everything I've heard in fall camp. I think he's going to end up getting quite a bit of playing time. Jarek Broussard, I think they can utilize him in a lot of different ways. And, it sounded like there was a lot of good plays on both sides of the ball today, defense and offense, and that's exactly what you want to hear. Those
other running backs, of course, Jaron Mangum, Alex Fontenot, I think those are the top 2. Joe Davis is the one we don't hear a lot about, but I will say, talking to Coach Hagan over the summer and during the spring, they like Joe Davis. I just think that they're in a position right now that I think they would like to redshirt him with some of the young guys, all the young guys they have on at running back. I think they want to redshirt him. So I know they like Joe, and Darren actually told me this summer that Joe's farther along than they thought. So I think overall that running back group is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's starting to shape up really nicely, and they like Joe Davis from everything I've heard as well. But if you want to balance out the classes a little bit, it's smarter to redshirt him. It doesn't seem like they're going to take a running back with the 2020 class, so it just makes sense to end up redshirting him.
So you had a chance to talk to Sam Neuer after practice today. What were his thoughts?
He didn't give away too much. Very professional. He's like a trained broadcaster. He used to do those freshman videos, but it was good. He just said that both sides of the ball were making plays. The offense is really coming along. Everybody's starting to get comfortable in the offense. It was all good things. He complimented both Tyler Lytle and Blake Stenstrom for how they've been able to pick up the offense as well. So a lot of good things from Sam.
So one more note on offense. Mel Tucker mentioned 21 different players caught passes, and you have to think that's probably just about every skill player on this roster. That's a lot of guys catching passes. So 90-something plays, he said, 8 penalties. So, sounds like a fairly solid scrimmage. But 21 guys, that's a lot of spreading around of the ball.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math after he said that. I don't know how you get to 21 with all the skill guys. But, very good. It seems like they got a lot of plays in. They had the refs here. He talked about that they were able to learn some of the new rules, all of that stuff. And, I feel like everything he said sounded like it was good things from the scrimmage.
I would imagine of those 21, there was at least 1 or 2 tight ends in there, which what fans want to hear.
At least.
Yeah.
Probably so 3 or 4 of them.
You also talked to Darian Rakestraw, who had to cover some of those guys catching the passes. What did he have to say?
He said that the defense was able to make some plays. He said the offense got off to a hot start early. Defense came up quickly, but we were mostly talking about all the different safeties that they have in that safety room. He was telling me a little bit about what Mikhail Ono has been able to do and all the other guys that he's been competing with. But he said that safety is really his position that he's getting comfortable with. It feels like it's the right position for him. Obviously, he's been there for a little bit over a year now, but it really seems like he's getting comfortable there.
Every time I talk to Tyson Summers, he mentions Darian Rakestraw as a guy that probably knows this defense better than anybody and works harder than anybody at that safety room. So Darian really wants to play. I mean, he came here as a receiver, shifted to corner, now he's at safety. I think you're right. I think he's more comfortable there. He wants this, and he wants to be on the field. And I'm curious because with Onu, Aaron Maddox, Rakestraw, you got Mark Perry back there. There's some competition there.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Even Isaiah Lewis, I believe, is getting some first-team reps as well today. So a lot of guys at the safety position. I really like Darren Rakestraw's skill set. I think he's the type of free safety, the ball-hawking safety that you can use back there.
And you can't forget about Trey Udofia, who has a lot of experience at corner, moving to safety, and hopefully for him, I think he's better suited at safety. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on the field as well. But any other thoughts from today?
No, I think that about wraps things up.
Awesome. Well, the Howell and Howell show is over, and we'll get back to Howell and Munster Tiger on Monday. But thanks, Chase, for joining me, and we'll see you next week.
Anytime, Brian.